Oh, we are live. We are live. We are live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Spurs Nation. So today is a very special episode, very special edition. So we have many friends from all over the world. We got people. We got a friend now who is only 8 a.m. He's 8 a.m. He's from Canada. We got our friends from Hong Kong, from US, from Malaysia, and of course from Singapore. Without further ado, guys, I got very important thing to tell you all later, a little update, very good news. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spurs Nation. Hey, we are back. So once again, as usual, if you are watching from YouTube, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you are watching from Facebook, like, comment, and subscribe as well. We need all the support we can get, man. Spurs community is so small. But before we start the show today, I got good news this morning. I'm very delighted and proud to announce that I'm officially working with the Singapore Spurs Supporter Club. I'm their official media partner for content. So it's a very big deal because to be recognized by an official supporter club is one thing. So with me today, as usual, he's my co-host. He's a regular panelist. He's my friend, our good friend, Shah F2. Shah,
what's up, BC? Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, what's up, BC? What's up, Spurs Nation?
What's up, BC? Hey, what's up, BC? I'm BC. What's up, Shah? Are you excited today?
Yeah, I am. But yeah, I am. I'm excited. Yeah, very excited. But I got to drop off soon. Later.
Sure,
but I'm all ears, and I'm ready to discuss the nitty-gritty of
course.
Spurs position. No problem.
Okay, next on our show today, he's originally from the US. Now he's happily settled in Singapore. You are used to seeing him on Bloomberg, but today you are looking at him from Spurs Nation. Welcome to the show, Derek.
How are you, my friend? It's good to be here.
Yes, good to have you here, man. I know you are busy, man. So how's everything in Singapore? I'm in Singapore. I'm asking that question.
It's great. Look, it's absolutely fantastic, right? We turned a corner. It seems like on the virus, we seem like we got our cases low. That's fantastic. We're in a lot better position here than we've been before. And look, we got a great community of Tottenham fans here. I mean, it's not that long since we packed that Singapore National Stadium. As you remember, we were in the stands. So it's a great crowd here. I'm thrilled to be part of it. I'm happy to be here.
All right, thank you so much. Next, without further ado, all the way from Hong Kong, my good friend Savio. Savio, you are muted.
Hi guys.
Okay. Hi Savio, how are you, man?
Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm good, thank you.
I'm fine. We are all fine. Thank you so much for taking your time to actually join us today. So, Savio, tell us a little bit about Spurs Hong Kong.
Spurs Hong Kong became official, I think, in 2013. And I have been chairman for 2 years, I think from 2015 to 17. We have around, I think, 300 members, official members. So a pretty closely knitted community.
Yeah, I can tell.
Spurs fans.
Especially at that time, I mean, Derek and myself, we were playing for Team Hong Kong during the International Cup. Yeah. So, guys, nearer to home, once again, it's our pleasure, our honor to have with us Dr. Ramlan, all the way from Malaysia. Dr. Ramlan, how are you, man? How are you, my friend?
Fine, thank you.
All the way,
It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, gentlemen.
I noticed that you and Derek are wearing the same jerseys. I was talking about it.
Think alike. Huh?
Yeah, it's one of the nicer ones.
Great minds.
Great
minds think alike. And guys, it is 8 p.m. here, but for my friend, Mr. Zach, it is only 8 a.m. Zach, welcome to Spurs Nation.
Hey, anything for Tottenham, baby.
Yeah, I love that. Love the attitude. So, Zach, tell us a little bit about. We understand that Canada is not really that crazy over with sport. I mean, with football, with soccer, and you of all teams chose Tottenham. Tell us a little bit more, man.
Yeah, so honestly, it all started with a video game. Me and the friends back in college times, we were always playing FIFA. I never knew what team to pick. I picked Tottenham, and I just stuck with them the whole time, and eventually that brewed into pure passion. I wake up 6 a.m., 7 a.m., week in, week out to watch the games, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest with you.
My God, the passion. Okay, thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, another person from Singapore. He claims to be from Jamaica. He is our futsal coach himself, Mr. Jasper. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good.
How are you today?
Good. I'm good. Hi, guys.
Good. All right. So that's gonna be very exciting because we got another Singaporean that moved to Australia. Now he calls himself Australian and calls us mate. Ladies and gentlemen, part of Footsie, he is Adnan.
Hey, hello everyone. How are you guys? Hello.
Hey.
Oh my God, I got Tupperware with Adnan also.
Yeah, man.
Okay, guys. We still have a lot of our guests coming on, but they will be joining us later. But I think more than enough right now. So let's look at the comments right now. Victor Tan, come on, you Spurs. Yes, come on, you Spurs. And today, our friend from London couldn't make it. Manu, congrats, Spurs Nation. Wonderful to see so many Spurs fans around the world. Hope it's not wrong, you all.
Hello, Manu.
Visit London. Yeah, he has been asking us to visit London for the longest time. Kois from Chong Chi Wai. Chris, once again, thank you so much. Steady DDR. Okay, great to see Zach, Doc, Shafi, and all the other Spurs fans from Singapore and Hong Kong. A lot of this, I so much.
Yes.
Guys, let's get to business, man.
Okay.
I ask you guys this: what is the issue with our team right now? Are our players mentally weak? Are we lousy, or what's happening? Let's go to Shah first.
I don't know. I've been telling you this, BC. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I think managers aside, I think the players just have to be mentally ready for every game. You can take reference from our initial stages to the Europass. We were playing like 3 to 4 games per week. We did fine. We went into the top position, league leaders after say 12, 13 games. I think we were doing okay. I don't know what causing it, whether it's fatigue, whether it's manager intervention, morale boost or whatever. But I firmly believe the players at one point, at a certain stage, they just have to maintain some drive and a strong mentality, which I think they fail ever since the North London derby, and then the Europa, the most disappointing moment this entire whole year that we can assume for now. And then I think before that there were losses with Leicester here and there. So I think you can blame Mourinho all you want. I mean, you can blame Mourinho all you want. You can blame Jose for this and that, playing back 3, playing back 4, or including Dyer for this game, but not including Toby for another game. And, we as fans, we just don't understand the games they've been playing for year in, week in, week out. So
exactly.
It is a simple fact. I just blame the players. For me, that's my opinion. I mean, you can blame 5 to 10% for managers. Maybe Ledley not doing well in the coaching the back 4. I'm not sure, but this is just my personal take. You as professionals, you just have to adapt. If you can't adapt, then I'm so sorry. It's the same thing with coach, and I want to repeat again: 70% players that we have now was from Pochettino's time. So, I mean, here again, it's my personal opinion. Yeah.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah.
The Plot Malaysia, hello BC and gang. Anyway, guys, viewing today, the Plot Malaysia is a YouTube-based football show as well. They are from Malaysia. I'll be on their show this Sunday. So, guys, do show some support for them, show some love Of course, most important, show love to me, lah. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, guys. Before we continue the questioning, we have another friend joining us right now, all the way from Brunei. Robin.
Sup, Robin?
Okay, we lost his connection a bit. Never mind.
Okay.
Back to the question of our players. Is it a mentality?
Hi. Sorry, I'm late. Sorry.
It's fine, Robin.
Sorry. Welcome to
It's
the
fine,
show.
Robin.
Okay, I was talking. What I was saying is,
Sorry.
what is the issue with our players? All right, he's showing us his chest right now. Okay, Dr. Ramlan, I want to hear more from you because you have been in charge of our national teams in the Olympics and Asian Games. What from what you see from your professional standpoint, what do you think is happening?
I think our any athlete, it's always important to have a very strong mental state. That is true, but at the same time, I think sometimes in putting forth this idea of players being mentally weak, we sometimes forget that performance is a multifactorial situation. All right, so that includes things like injury management and even things happening in their private lives. We do not know what's happening, both individually and collectively as a team. The thing about this thing is sometimes you must also remember that this year of COVID-19 has been very, very strange. It's difficult to have to roll out the conditioning program for the season, and that I think has impacted a lot on some players' form and the way they cope with injury prevention as well. So I think there are many issues that go beyond mental weakness that we ourselves as observers perceive as mental weakness, because they seem to have given up when actually they've run out of gas, all right, or they have an injury problem that they're not going to declare to anybody for obvious reasons, because the opposition should not know our injury status, at any given point, not to their advantage anyway. So I would say that there are so many issues that we can probably discuss further during the night. But I would say that the mental state is important, but it's not everything. Okay.
Agree.
Thank you so much. We have another 2 person in this chat, in this show today. They are qualified coaches, So as Doctor and Shah is talking, they're like nodding their head. First, let's talk to our AFC certified futsal coach, Mr. Jasper. You have been you have played in the higher level of football and futsal. What do you think? What's the problem?
I think I agree with the Dato over there. I think mentally we are very weak now. Like what if you read the article a few days ago about what Loris said, that the club is full of ambition, but what's happening now is just a reflection of the club itself now. And I feel that they feel, me speaking from a coach point of view, I feel that they underestimated their last opponents, and which led to their exit fundamentally, and their basics were also totally. I felt that they totally lost it in the game, and also I read in the articles that there's also some backroom unrest. And all this, it is just accumulated things of all the elements which contribute into the players who become mentally weak, down the last few games.
Definitely. What about you, Zach? What do you think? What's the problem?
Well, as far as mental weakness goes on, I'm not noticing so much of that. Maybe it's just lack of confidence, just because we had a string of wins together, and then we had that very unsuccessful game at home against the Croatian side, and stuff like that can literally just put so much weight on your shoulders for the next games. And I was just thinking about that crazy nutmeg that Ndombele did against 4 guys. He just retired 4 people on the field at once. And I feel like if you're mentally weak, that's not happening. So it's they're really putting in an effort out there, but sometimes you just have ups and downs, and you just got to come together as a team. We as fans do that all the time. Look at us right now. It's amazing. So I think the team still has that capability, and I think we'll see an upward stretch going on anytime now.
Cool. Anand, what do you think?
Well, like what Zach was saying, watching the Dynamo game against Dynamo Zagreb, the second leg, it was a bit of an off performance from them. I wouldn't say it's to do with just mentally weak. It was a lot of loopholes in the team structure, formation, tactics as well. So there might be something wrong going on in training sessions with Jose or his crew, or they're not really getting it in and implementing it in the game. So that could be one thing. But if these, honestly speaking, the Tottenham team that we have, a lot of them have said, "Oh no, the team is not good enough." No, the team is good enough. We have got players. All right, we have got players in different positions that can play football, but is that the unity for them to come together, and play as a team, or whatever they have trained in training, implement that during the game. We don't see that yet. All right, we play against teams like like the stronger teams, like for example in the Premier League, Man United, Liverpool. Look at the way they play as a unit. They've got injuries as well. Which team doesn't? But they don't use that as an excuse. No one does. But they still play as a team, supporting each another, and we go all out. That's how they win games. But these guys, maybe we have like maybe 1-2 losses, and then it just the morale goes down. That should not be the case. What happens in the back room, I'm not sure. How Mourinho motivates them, I'm not sure. But as a player, you got to take responsibility yourself as well. You can't just always blame on the manager. Yeah. So. That's
Right.
So I agree with what Zach said as well earlier on, and yeah, that's my point, man. To be honest.
Okay. Next up, man. Derek. I know this is not your field. This is not talking about financials. We'll talk about financials in a while. Don't you worry about that. I won't let you off so easily. But what do you think? What's happening?
No, I think. Look, I think it's a couple of things. I used to have an old coach who used to drill into my head that fatigue makes cowards of us all. And if you are tired, it is hard to go about doing what you want to do, to play with the intention that you have, to do the things that you want to do. What I've seen over the last several games is a team that had a couple chances go wanting, but for an inch or two, we're talking about different things. If you get a goal against that Croatian side, that tie is over. I mean, it's just done. It's over. I think we probably tried to overlook them a little bit and got bitten for that. And, it is what it is. I think the thing is you've got to bounce back from that. What I liked seeing Larissa's comments coming out and talking to basically everybody who's not on the pitch all the time to say, look, we've got to all be on the same team. We got to be singing from the same song sheet. You've got to be sitting there willing everyone on. You have to be just as involved if you're on the bench as if you're on the pitch. You can't be sitting there having a drag during training because, I don't think it's going to be my time this time. That doesn't work at all because that brings the whole team down. And look, I don't think we have to be too creative to figure out who that message is going to on the team. And I also happen to think that, now you're sitting in a point where Mourinho has had a year and a half. I think that this is a guy who has been able to pry Dan Levy into spending some money maybe that he wouldn't have before and doing some deals that maybe he wouldn't have before. I think winter's coming for a couple of people on the team, and that's probably fine. I don't really mind. That nucleus under Pochettino, that we still have the bulk of those players, they're not going to be here forever. And so at some point, you're going to start blooding some of those folks in, and you're going to see some of these people who are not getting regular time sold on and sold out.
All right, thanks for the comments. So
Solid.
let's touch on the comments a bit. Before that, let me see, fitness and willpower from Nicholas. So we have touched on this fitness and willpower, and our good friend Mr. Yen, Mr. Tan, Noraslin, Hairi, ask your whole family log in to watch individually. He has 8 kids, so we will have 9.
Major production.
Okay. Next, from our friend. Wait, something's wrong. Okay, our friend Dean, sell the stadium and rebuild. And we got an answer immediately from Nicholas, the one the bank owned. And we have the president of Malaysia Spurs, Amir. Thank you so much for supporting. And this is a very interesting comment that Yen put. We need a spiritual coach. Order in. No, you know, there are romantics that are asking for us to get our ex-players in to manage the team. And I think more often than not, ex-players managing a team normally end up in tragedy. Look at Fraud Lampard recently at Chelsea, and then we had Hodder and all. Bad idea. Next, hello Savio, you got friends. So Savio, next up to you, man. What is the issue? Okay, I asked for Savio and he disappeared. All right, Robin, it's your turn to shine, man. What is the issue? Our players mentally weak.
Robin, are you there?
Okay, never mind. Back to Savio.
Slack.
Okay, he's lagging there. Okay, never mind. We'll go to the next question. I think I was talking to you about this recently. I was asking you guys.
Yep.
Who should be our next captain if and when Hugo leaves? Is it Pierre? Is it Kane or is it someone else? So, Savio, what is your take?
Well, definitely Harry Kane. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, Pierre is the best.
He's really. I think Kane got the seniority, got the he lead by example, and also he's the key. Actually, he doesn't talk too much.
Hello.
But when he talks, people listen. So I think definitely Harry Kane. There's no other choice. Yeah.
No, okay. I heard someone very, very, very how do I say, rejecting the notion that Kane should be the next manager. Shah, you again. Who?
Okay lah. To a certain extent, I do agree with Savio, but I think I agree with Dane. So probably I feel Hoiberg could actually step in to be the void that we are missing. Not only in terms of leadership, but I think probably in terms of motivating the team. Okay, if you see Harry Kane as a player, he's the only one that actually motivates himself on the field. You can see him dropping back and then feeding balls to Son or Bale or whoever that is running to the front. But he here again, I mean, just my point of view. It's not a point of view. He's there to contribute as a player, but probably as a captain to motivate, to lead. I think Hoiberg is a better choice lah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Next, Robin, I think you were very unhappy. You were like protesting. No, not Kane. Who do you think should be our next captain if Hugo does leave?
Yeah, who else? Pierre is the best. As everybody says, he's motivated, he's tough, he's a fighter, he's a leader. That's what we need.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
All right. Okay.
I don't think anybody else is in that position now. We challenge him.
Of course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Noraslin Hairi is here, but he's here alone without his kids. Okay, he's also going for Pierre. Pierre, for me, not in favor of a striker or goalkeeper as captain. No disrespect to Hugo and Kane. With that said, Doc, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in favor of. Look, I can understand why people go for Kane. Yes, he's the England captain. He scores a hatful of goals. But we must remember that sometimes there's added pressure when you are the main goal scorer and you are also trying to keep everything together and all that. I feel that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has the best range of attributes and skills to do that. Simply because he doesn't have to score goals to inspire anybody. All right. Now, if somebody needs to score a goal in order to inspire the whole team and he doesn't score a goal, then it's a millstone around your neck. You see. So this is the problem. The same with goalkeepers. They let one in go and it's a stupid goal. that's everything down the drain. But if you're a midfield dynamo, you go here, you go there, you pat everybody on the back. You have the time and the opportunity and the character and the personality to get everybody up. And that's, I think, what we're missing. And Javier himself has been playing far too many games. I think he should be spared a bit, and so that he can get his energy up all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Nazir, what Doc has mentioned, Kane has enough burden up front. Adding more might break him. Let him focus on his game. Okay, Zach, what's your take on the next captain?
Well, there was a period of time where I thought if he could string together some real nice performances, I thought Eric Dyer would have been a good captain. But he seemed to have dropped off a little bit lately. He's not putting in those efforts. I just like how vocal he is. He's gritty. He reminds me of like Vinnie Jones in a way. So I felt like he was my choice for a while, but at this moment, I'd probably go with Pierre as well, just because of his positioning, and he's in there in every tackle. He's winning every ball, yelling at everybody, screaming at everybody. He's heard. I can hear him on the broadcasts, so no one else is like that. And Kane doesn't need that. He's got England right now. He's got other records to go for. Maybe one season, but ultimately Pierre.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is for our friend, Mr. Anand.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you about Kane or Pierre. How come the Australian representative do not have an Australian accent?
Nazir has got nothing better to do.
He absorbed
He's your
himself.
good friend, my friend.
Yeah, I know. A good friend, also an annoying one, but anyway.
So, what's your take? Who should be the next captain?
Definitely Pierre, man.
Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you, man, Robin. So yeah, Pierre. So, personally, if I was the coach or manager, I usually look for a captain in the defensive area, like a centre back, because someone who can actually see the game from backline. I mean, we got Hugo, but as a captain, he's more obviously focusing as a keeper. So at the moment, our backline, we don't really have any leadership quality defender there. Next midfield, only one there is Pierre. Like for Kane and those guys up front, like what some of these comments are coming through, it's good for them to focus, to score goals and win the game for us. Pierre's got the view, the front view and the back view, and I've seen so many games. He's just been yelling and shouting and commanding. That's what we need. That's what we need. So we have to give him a chance. We have to give him a chance.
Definitely.
Yeah. So there's this comment here that says this.
Lamella. Hey,
I got a signed card of him, okay? He's our captain. What is that? Rabona. Okay, anyway.
we can make it like
if he
hockey.
becomes captain, everyone plays Rabona.
Lame lah. Okay, the reason why I think I mentioned this in one of my show recently. The reason why Lamela is so good at Rabonas is because he cannot use his right leg to save his life, so he need to do the Rabona. Okay,
That's it.
Derek, what's your take?
Look, let me put everyone said all of the things that can be said about Kane and Pierre. So let me throw out two other things. Here's a guy who I thought was going to be in that conversation 3 years ago, and that's Harry Winks. I thought that Harry Winks, a guy who has grown up loving the club, really going to be someone who stepped up and developed and took a sort of ownership, but he really has, to me, has not stepped into that situation. And when he had a bit of a setback under Mourinho, I started hearing all of this stuff in the press about maybe Harry Winks wants to leave. And that definitely sort of, at least as a fan, rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. I don't know if he was in charge of those rumors or if they just came about otherwise. But I thought, Winks is a guy who I thought was going to be in that conversation, but definitely is not. I'll tell you one name we haven't mentioned, but should be mentioned in the conversation. Maybe you don't give him the armband, but maybe he's there if the captain gets subbed off. He's the number 2. What about Lucas Moura? I mean, if you're talking about a guy who plays with heart, who puts his heart on his sleeve, who loves the club, who has some of the greatest moments for this club, who steps up, who I have never heard a single Tottenham fan talk peep once about that man's effort. I think that somebody like Mora could do a lot of things for this club in a more vocal leadership opportunity position. And so I think, look, I mean, if we're talking about people who are not named Harry Kane, who could step up in a leadership position for Tottenham, and who also are important enough to get on the pitch, I mean, Lucas Moura is the name I put out there.
Right, thanks. Okay, Jasper, like I mentioned, you play football at the highest level. So when you are playing, what kind of captain are you looking for? Don't say yourself. What kind of captain are you looking for? And who do you see that kind of quality?
I'm a person like what Anand said earlier. You know, he will look for a captain who's most likely to be in the defensive line. You know, the guy who can see the game from the back. But looking at the defense line right now, I think no one is there yet to lead the team except for coming to the central line. We have Pierre, so I'll go for Pierre. Why? Because this guy has got there's an edge in him that that players always think that it's a nightmare to play against. You know, the type of tackles, the ball winning mentality, and how he distributes and how he commands. You know, that the commanding character, this guy, he just naturally has it. He doesn't just create it. I think he's a player who just naturally has this instinct to command players on in the pitch. We need this kind of people, and the fierceness, the fierce kind of voice and the tone he uses to control the team and everything. I think Pierre is much more of a better choice compared to Kane, because like what I see, Kane has got many agenda to meet, like to meet up with the goals, becoming the top goal scorer. His total agenda is he is also part of the team, but he has got different kind of objectives, I feel. But Pierre is like the man to lead the team in the future. So I think the armband go to him.
Okay.
I
Since we are
agree
talking
on.
about, sorry, someone saying something?
Yeah, Anand here. I agree on what Jasper say. In layman terms, Pierre is basically similar to Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Someone like Roy
You're
Keane.
right.
That's it. Simple terms.
Yep.
So that's the kind of player we need. A captain like that will any opponent will have fear coming to play against them. 100%.
Yeah.
So
Okay, guys, since
Indomitable,
we are talking about new captain, we will not get a new captain unless this happens. I think there's a lot of talks about Hugo, and we need to do a renewal. And Hugo obviously is not young anymore. He's been one of the best servants to the club ever. Played so many games for us as captain, saved us so many times. The penalty save against the red team from London. I think this topic, I've been talking to Zach about this for a few times already, for quite some time. We are looking at not realistically anymore. Who do you want if you can get him?
Alban Lafont from France. I think he plays for Toulouse right now. And this is just based off of a lot of my opinions. I'm telling you guys right now, just come from all my own simulations on video games that go through my head, and I just see him as a suitable replacement. He'll probably be France's #1 eventually as well. It's tall. I feel like that's one thing that Hugo lacked, is the height. Like, I think he's 6'1", but he really was all about his speed, his reaction time, his movement. So I just think someone taller, younger. I think Alban Lafont would be a good option.
Okay, Derek.
Yeah, look, I think I'm not ready to give up on Hugo Lloris right now. I've heard the PSG rumors. I think that it makes a lot of sense if he wants to go to PSG. I would wish him well. I mean, it's an amazing place for a France goalkeeper to play. I don't think that we have that emergency yet, but I'll tell you the one piece of business I need to see us do right there is I need to see us make sure that we keep hold of Sergio Reguilon. That has to be an imperative. That is a guy who has been transformative when he's on the pitch. The other thing that I suggest is, look, we've got an issue in central defense. And one of the things that Lloris was talking about in terms of that ambition is the willingness to go get guys who get you over the hump. If Bale's going back to Real Madrid and he thinks that that's going to happen, that's fine. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get a pony or a boat tomorrow. We can all wish for great things. But the thing that I want to see happen, if that's going to happen, shoot for the stars. Sergio Ramos is out of a contract. You
Let's
get him on
go.
free.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You can. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to sit there and you want to say we want to win now, we've got the squad to win now, and we do. We have more talent on paper than any other team for me in the Premier League, except for City, except for maybe Chelsea. If you want to start going, go get some of those guys. We are never, ever, almost never linked with these guys who are off of their contracts, who are in that 32, 34 age range, who have that proven winning ability. So go get one of them. Like, let's get in the top 4 because that's an essential for getting those guys. But let's go get one of them. I guarantee, if you added a guy like that, if you kept Reguilon in place, the defensive ability you'd start to get would be amazing. It's just a thought. I like when we're planning our transfers here. I think that this is a year where we can really sit there and say, let's look about winning right now rather than just buying people who are going to take a year or 2 or 3 to get to their best.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Okay, guys. Remember, I told you there's one more guest. Yes, he's finally here. He managed to get over. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the president of the Ghana Spurs Supporter Club. Let's welcome Ray. Okay, the connection is a bit bad, but Ray's in the house. You can see the thing circling. Okay, before Ray comes in the picture, what is your take? Who do you see as our future number 1?
You see, you must know that it's not just about getting a goalkeeper. The thing about the quota for homegrown players has to be considered as well. That's why I'm always in support of getting either Nick Pope or Dean Henderson as the new goalkeeper. You get somebody from another league and all that, overseas player, non-English, non-homegrown and all that, it will present a problem in trying to get the numbers, the balance right and all that. I'm undecided between Pope and Henderson because I think it's all up in the air. There's another goalkeeper, the one from West Bromwich Albion, mentioned recently.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam
Johnstone, isn't it?
Sam.
Some of the people here don't like him actually.
Well, the simply because he made so many saves, but the team is so bad. So
Yeah. I agree with you, Doctor.
There you go. Yeah, but I think if we talk about replacing players and all that, the point made by Derek was an intriguing one regarding sometimes when we consider people, you think 34 is too old or something like that. It's not necessarily so, because goalkeepers have a longer longevity in their careers, and they don't get the knock so much. So I think we shouldn't write off Lloris off so simply or so readily as yet. Okay.
Definitely. Okay, Ray.
The other thing I think about that.
Yeah, Derek, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say the other thing that I think about that is we've got a guy who's out on loan right now, right? The name of Paulo Gazzaniga. And so I'm not feeling like we have an urgency that we have to go sign that goalkeeper of the future in this transfer window. I think that we have some time if we want to take some time and have that evaluation process and say, okay, we're going to go and see where we are. It's not necessarily my number 1 transfer priority in this window, because I think that Gazzaniga can get you for a little while, and you can give him a season to sort of see what you have there.
Yeah.
Great. Sean, my man.
I'm just going to stick to the question. If we need homegrown goalkeepers, I'll stick to Nick Pope. That's my choice. If you ask me who do I want to get, it's strictly, who I like. I like Jan Oblak from Atletico. I would love to see him at the lane because he's my current favorite goalkeeper.
Yeah,
100%. I agree to that too. I was going to say the same thing.
Okay,
Jan Oblak. Yes.
Wouldn't say no to that. Wouldn't say no.
Oblak.
Like same thing like what Shah said. If it's a homegrown keeper, Nick Pope will be my choice than Dean Henderson. And I love Jan Oblak and how he plays for Atletico Madrid. He is top. He is really good, man. It's whether we're gonna get it, we're gonna spend the money. I don't know, but like what
Okay.
Dato was saying, like 34 years old is still young. Like come on, we've like the best keeper, Gigi Buffon. How old is he now? He's still
Yeah.
playing so well.
Gigi
Like
Buffon,
34. Yeah.
89, yeah. He's
So
89 years old. Something.
He's a
it's all in the
specimen,
heart, in
man.
the mind, whether in
Yeah.
support. Yeah. So I don't see any issues with Hugo. It's whether the club wants to keep him or I don't know. But I would love to still see him there for a couple more seasons.
Of course. Next up, Savio, what's your take?
I agree with Jarek. Where's Gaza? I quite like him when he was playing in place of Lloris when he was injured. So I think he deserves a chance to come back and being properly assessed and see if he can take a step up. I think when he was playing in place of Lloris, he did really well in a couple of games. Obviously, there are ups and downs when you don't play as often as you would have liked. But I think he deserves a chance.
But here's the question now. If we are to get back Gazaniga from loan and he somehow don't perform, we'll be stuck with Mr. Joe Hart. So are we prepared to take that kind of risk? That's the thing now. If it's a big if we are to lose Hugo to whatever reason, be it he leave the club or he leave the club lah, and Gaza comes back, picks up number one. So do you think that it will be Joe Hart or Gaza that will be number one?
I think it'll be Gaza. I mean, Joe Hart is, you can see his reaction is a tad slower than we would have liked.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Troy, why not take the Fulham keeper on loan from PSG fan club? Ariola, he's
yeah.
a French international from PSG on loan. I'd like to hear from Jasper. What do you think?
Not bad.
I think I think as for goalkeeper wise, I started to like this keeper the last game which we played against the Dinamo Zagreb keeper. I think his name is Danny Gel something, right?
Yeah, he keeps praying. He keeps praying that the team wins. So every half he will start praying, and then the camera was panning on him.
Yeah, so I thought his reflexes were super good because every shot Spurs was taking, that guy was really on the ball. I'm just seeing him for that particular game, but I've not seen his other games here. But another keeper is, I think, the Lille keeper, Mike Magnan. I think he's good. The keeper from Lille playing for French league.
I think he's on our radar also.
Yeah.
Mike Magnan he has got very good height, very good height. I think it's 1.8 something, and guys very big frame. And I saw his track records recently. I think he has been playing very well in the French league. I think he will be a good addition if we take him. He's a black guy.
Hey. Okay. Anyway, we are talking about keepers, but we forget about this one keeper. He's not young anymore, but he's actually quite a good keeper.
David Villa.
This guy. This guy cannot. Can this guy make it? Cannot lah. If this guy play for Spurs, confirm relegated.
Confirm.
I don't think so. If Spurs open a futsal game,
the other thing we can't have this conversation without mentioning though. We have a 22-year-old Englishman on the roster, right?
Alfie Whiteman.
In Alfie Whiteman. And all of the reviews about Alfie have been pretty good so far. We haven't seen him really, except for like one tiny little appearance. I think Ludogorets or whoever the hell it was in substitution. It doesn't matter. We can see what we've got with that guy as well. So I think we're not like bereft. I don't think that we necessarily are screwed if for some reason Hugo leaves.
Okay, guys. Next up, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Derek first. Bill, do we need him or not? Yes or no?
Who?
Gareth Bale.
Oh, Gareth Bale. No, we don't need Gareth Bale. And Gareth Bale has been my favorite player for years and years and years and years. But no, we don't need him. I don't mind if he goes back. I need Gareth Bale to want to play for Tottenham 100%. And at the start of the season, I thought that was going to be fine. The comments
Should we start
that he
first?
made before the Wales game messed with me a lot. I just I want the guy to be happy. I do, but if it's not with Tottenham and that's not his number one thing, then bye, Felicia.
Okay. Next, Joker. Bill.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
Because
Why
because
no?
it's not about him. You see, it's about the team, and I think it's been too much drama.
Too much drama. All right.
Yeah.
Next, Anand.
Yes.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Why?
He doesn't have a heart anymore. He really, you can see, he doesn't have a heart to play for Spurs anymore. He's a very good player. I tell you honestly, he's a very good player. He's got a lot to offer in a game, and if you have seen that in the past few games, with his assists and goals and everything, but it's all about Bale. It's not about Spurs. So that's the hard part here. So unfortunately, if he changes his mind, he changes his character. Yes. If not, I don't think that's going to happen. So no.
Yeah.
All right. Zach, what's your take on Bill?
Welsh Mafia, baby. I don't think we need him. No, he's got an interesting attitude about him. But he's improving. He's getting fit. He's improving, scoring some goals just like nonchalant. He's like, yeah, that was easy. So we know he can do it, but does he want to do it? Is he passionate to play for Spurs? If not, then see you later. If he wants to stay, he's one of those players that we're mentioning now between like the 30 to 34 range who are world class, who could really make an impact. So I'm thinking if we can convince him, if he's starting to get happy, you see him smiling in training, all the training videos, he's having a good time. So I think, no, we don't need him, but if we can sure use him.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's all attitude dependent, isn't it? If he's really there, he's one of your best 11 guys in the team, and he absolutely makes you better.
Definitely. Yeah. Savio, what's your take on Bill? Yes or no?
No.
We need him.
No. I remember the time when he was in Hong Kong, the season before he went to Real Madrid. I'm not sure actually. He it's a really big fan of the team, and I mean we had the best years of him back in the days. So I mean, judging from this year, his performance, it's ups and downs. And in terms of contribution, I think we needed probably another player which would have contributed similar. Like I mean, if he doesn't play, if Bale doesn't play, Bergwijn would have played. I mean, Bergwijn did really well for us. I mean, Bale went into the team. He scored some goals, some spectacular goals. But I mean, I don't think we need him next season.
Okay, next, Jasper. Bill.
Yeah. For me, definitely no. Why? Because he used to deliver a lot of stuff on the plate, for the team and everything. But looking at the recent times, the type of comments he makes, the type of tweet he puts up, and the way he talks to the media about the team and everything. For me, it's always probably because I think from a coach point of view. For me, it's always team above the best. For me, I feel that now Bale is like a toxic to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get rid of this toxic. We need to add in new. There's the positive energy is just being eliminated from the team just because of the way he passes his comments and all.
Okay. Last but not least, I know he got a lot of comments about Bale. He called Bale a traitor. Let's hear from him.
No, I'm just gonna make it short and sweet. I allude to everyone's point of views, especially Doctor and Jasper. If he can contribute, I mean, and Zach also. If he can contribute, good. But if not, no more drama. Thank you. No. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Another quick question again. Next up, we don't talk about Inik, because if I talk about Inik and Levy, I think we'll stay here until tomorrow 2 a.m.
Especially Levy, yeah.
Especially Levy, yeah. Okay, Derek, let's go to you first. Let's talk about Jose. At this point of time, what do you think?
I do not want to move on from Jose Mourinho. That may be a minority position. I am allergic to ridiculously quick turnover, and a year and a half is ridiculously quick. This is a guy who has a specific system. Most of the players who are still here are the guys who were brought in under Pochettino. And you don't hire a guy like Jose Mourinho to kick him out a year and a half later. That, to me, would be a ridiculous front office decision that would only be taken if you were convinced that the whole thing was blowing up in catastrophic ways. If we were 16th in the table, sure. Right now, no. Right now, that would be absolute lunacy, and it would be the other thing, and I cannot go through this. I cannot believe I have gone through this long without bringing up money, so let me do that. It would be expensive as hell to get rid of this guy. Expensive as hell. And what do you want to spend your money on? Who are you going to get, and what do you want to spend your money on? Do you want to spend your money on sacking Jose Mourinho and bringing in somebody else? I mean, that's a choice you can make. I don't think it's a free choice. I think it would be erratic and a bad idea. Now, am I happy sitting watching, park the bench all day? No. But I've also seen that this is a guy that occasionally now you can see him sort of bend his style a little bit when the results really aren't coming. And so I'm hopeful that there will be a little bit more of that.
Okay, guys, this is getting interesting, because we have a comment here. Can I join the call now? And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, Mr. Manu.
Manu.
You just want a grand entrance, right? Manu, you just want a grand entrance, right? I know.
Hey, I saw you laughing at me, Manu.
You see, that's the thing. You want to get someone out, you just mention keywords. Keywords to get Manu out is Daniel Levy.
Okay. So it seems like I've now become globally a broken record when it comes to this topic, because I've been boring the
Manu, nice water bottle at the back.
And the Garda Spurs and the group. Let's put it this way. I, as you know, some of you may know, I bought my first season ticket when Inik took over, and my eyes were blown away because we got Glenn Hoddle as our manager back then, and all of that. Okay, and I'm a romantic when it comes to Spurs. I'm sure many of us are. But I have never really understood what their strategy was for Tottenham until the new stadium came along. And I never really understood how they wanted to manage our club in the face of that they wanted us to be winning trophies. I mean, that's what Daniel Levy said, that I want Spurs to regain their glory years of the 80s and earlier, to be title challengers. And we came close a couple of times. 20 years we've had them, 20 years plus. We've just celebrated 20 years with Daniel Levy as the chairman. And in that time, we've only won one trophy in that period. And it is.
What about the AIA Cups and Audi Cups that we won? You've forgotten about that?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we just
International Champions Cup we won.
Get the Audi Cup. BC, you forgot the Audi Cup as well. We won that.
Yeah, the Audi Cup.
Is that a Cronenberg?
Yeah, Cronenberg. Oh my God.
Peace Cup.
Savio. Cronenberg?
I'm always grateful.
I love Cronenberg. That's my favorite.
My heart.
Yes.
Sorry?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, let's get back to proper question. Jose in or out? Okay, let's get to Anand, the other Anand, the Australian Anand.
Jose
in or out?
Jose probably I'll still want to see him in there. Let's put it this way: we are still in the Carabao Cup final. Somehow he brought the team there. We're playing against Man City. It's still a cup to hopefully look forward to, and he brought us there. We are still top 10. We're still fighting to get into Champions League spot, so we're not really doomed or anything. So Jose, just give him some time, and hopefully with some support from Levy, he gets the players he wants and rebuild the team. And from then on, I'm hoping we will stick to a manager for a long time, because the process of getting a manager in, rebuilding the team again, and starting everything all over again, and then all of us saying, "Oh, we'll wait for next season," and then next season, it's not going to happen. We need to stop that. Get a manager like Jose, bring in the players he needs, work with him, build the squad, and we go from there. Yeah.
All right, thank you. From one Anand, we go to the Anand. This time is the Manu Anand.
At least both Anand agrees that we don't like Levy, though. So there you go.
So this, the London version, Jose in or out?
I'm saying stick with Jose. There are problems, and I said this on your previous one with Shafi and Troy. Our problem isn't the manager. The problem was always the players, and I don't want Spurs to become like Chelsea and have revolved manager a few years just because Abramovich doesn't win Champions League or something else, right? That's
Okay.
not us. So,
okay, guys.
Troy,
From Troy, Manu, shut up. If you go in, then I must go in to defend Levy and Init.
Yeah,
Okay, bring him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Troy.
Can I just
No.
No.
I'm grateful.
There we go.
I'm grateful for the stadium.
Okay, Troy.
So I'm telling you, yeah. What, Manu? Okay, look. Yeah, Anik has a structure. Okay, you have to understand that
Troy.
Anik has done what they have done. Okay, they have done what Red Bull and Man City are emulating what Anik is doing by having a lot of
That's my
feeder
point
clubs,
as well.
and we benefited from that. And you have to remember, we have not won anything, and we are one of the richest clubs, right? That's why we must have Levy and Anik in. And by the way, yeah, I agree with Manu, right? Manu said Jose is a good manager. Please remember that.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
no. I said that Jose was a good manager. I hold myself up saying that. It was a joke I was having with you last time. But sorry, Troy, you just hit the nail on the head. You said we are one of the richest clubs. Yet we all have to realize finance is key to success in Premiership football, right? And why are we the richest clubs, but we're unable to compete with signed players? I don't know if it's.
Anyway, guys,
I can answer you,
I don't mean
but
to
you're breaking up.
I'm loading this banter,
If
but
Jose's
because
got a
of
shopping
time,
list this summer,
guys, because of time, we have to cut short this Levy thing. I'll have a Levy session for all the Levy haters and Levy lovers. But Jose in and out. Next, we need to listen to him because he is the man himself. Doctor, what do you think?
Well, I think it's too disruptive in the middle of the season. We should be even thinking about this. First, financially, the compensation is too much. We cannot afford this. I'd rather buy a player. The other thing is, I must admit, I did harbor some reservations when he was the speculation came out that he was about to replace Pochettino at the time. But you've seen the best of Spurs and the worst of Spurs over the last few years during his tenure. But I think we have to get behind him and finish the season. I think fourth placing is still possible, and still very much in the offing. And let's get that Carabao Cup, okay? And then when we do that, then it'll be a fine season enough, and he can rebuild with confidence for the next season.
Okay. Next, Shah, can you hear from you, man?
Jose in 101%. I no need to elaborate on that. It's already been explained by the doctor and Troy and probably Manu. You just have to get back behind him. Players just need to wake up despite all the shortcomings, fatigue or whatever lah, fitness or whatever. I'm just saying that we have to get back behind him 101%.
Okay, speaking about getting behind Levy, getting behind Jose, the only way to do that is through money. Money, and more money. So recently, okay, now is the time for Bloomberg time. Eric, we were talking about this, the 256 million gap between us and Arsenal and other clubs are holistically growing and all. What is your take on this?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can say that a little bit louder for the guys in the back. I mean, look, there is a massive financial gap right now between where we are and where Arsenal is right now. And I'll give you the perspective I'm coming from. When I started as a Tottenham fan back around the late 1980s, early 1990s, you were talking about the big clubs. You had your Aston Villas. You had Blackburn was winning the league. You had Leeds United was really big and just coming off all their success. You had Newcastle was huge. Where are all of them? And some of them have been relegated and quite deeply. We have enjoyed uninterrupted Premiership success, and I think that's vital. Here's the point. We were talking about this before, but I want to make this point really crystal clear. There's like 4 profitable teams in the Premiership in the season leading into COVID, and we're one of them. The only team that's making more money than we are right now is I think Liverpool. So that's a pretty good situation to be in terms of that financial reserve. Because remember, Leeds got to the promised land, then didn't get there for a couple of seasons, and then it all went to hell quickly. And they went, 2 divisions down, something like that. So that I think is really important to break mention here. But the reason why is math. And the math is simple. There are 6 teams that enter every single season expecting Champions League football, and there are 4 spaces for them, which means 2 squads every single year are out of luck. In addition to that, Everton is building a 55,000-seat stadium and is expecting to have the results that go along with it. Leicester City is expecting to have the results that they've had recently. You are looking at other clubs like Villa, like Newcastle, like Leeds, that have the ability to, and the fan bases and the historical support to be able to rise up as well. And that's before you start talking about teams like Wolves, like West Ham, who have the occasional good season. So the simple math says that overall, over the next 10, 15 years, regardless of what you do, you are going to be fighting in that top 10 sort of position. And you need to be fighting from a position of strength. So everybody who hates this ownership group and everybody who's got a problem with the way that the club is being run on the business side needs to come and start by taking issue with the fact that we are better off to survive each one of those problems. We have a better rainy day fund. We are structurally better set up than all of those, which means if things go wrong, we can bounce back and others may not be able to.
All right. Very, very nice perspective from the financial guy. So let's talk about the fan point of view. Shah, I know you got to leave. I know just a quick one before you go. What is your take on all this Levy building up the team, the stadium, about money, and we growing holistically?
Yeah, I'm not a financial person, but I think I agree with our chairman for the Singapore Supporters Spurs Club. I think there was a mountain of things that Levy wanted to achieve with the training ground and then with the stadium. And then now, actually, when things have just settled down proper, so probably, I don't know, probably I agree with Manu and to a certain extent with Troy. Probably in a year or 2, there'll be no much excuses to actually explain why Levy shouldn't invest, because we already have the foundations all in lay now. So with Jose coming in replacement for Pochettino, I think it's about time that we probably invest more into players, and probably this is the moment that we could build up slowly and rebuild as what some other Spurs fans has claimed earlier on.
All right. Once again, thank you so much, Shah. I know you got to leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'll catch you later.
Thanks, guys.
See you,
Have
buddy.
fun.
All right.
Pleasure.
All right. Okay, next up, when we talk about team finances and all, I think this gentleman has more than enough credentials to talk about how to manage a team. He's seen team, like I mentioned earlier, he took teams to Olympics, to Asian Games. He know how the thing works. Doctor, can you share with us a little bit about how you see that this team is being run, from your opinion?
Well, I think it's being run very well. You see, when you prepare a team for the season, you just don't think about the current season. You think about even the season coming ahead, and you have to learn the lessons of the past of the season previous to that. So I think all the signs and all the systems and processes are all there, and you will stand the team in good state. It's just that we have to remember these are strange times. We have a pandemic, going on at this moment, and it disrupts everything. Even the pre-season preparation was done online by Zoom, collectively and all that. So it's difficult to measure training intensities in order to have the proper lead up to the season when you are working online, and it's difficult to get people working at the right intensity, volume, and everything. So I feel it's a really great challenge, and in spite of all these challenges and all that, I think the team is doing as well as it should. And if you were to go back to the beginning of the season, without being informed by any of the good results that we've seen against Manchester United and then Manchester City and Arsenal, those wins that we had earlier on the season, I think everybody would say, let's win the Carabao Cup and go far in the Europa and get fourth and all that, and we'll be very happy, because we are still in transition. You see, we're not there yet. Even the stadium is something that needs to be nurtured along, and this is not something which are mutually exclusive. These are things which affect everything else. And I think the team development is something that would stand in good state. It's just that my concern is that perhaps the assistant coach, what's his name, Sacramento. It's a bit raw to me, because you've got a really high standing coach of high stature like Jose Mourinho, and you I gather that the previous coach, his previous assistant, left to be a manager of another club. So I think the addition of our legend, what's his name, the defender, he scares me as well. I think Ledley King is good. Okay, he's good, but I think there's also a case for specialization. I think you have goalkeeping coaches and all that. I think there comes a time when you have to consider maybe defending coaches as well, and they need not be expensive. Let's say, for example, somebody was talking about Ramos right now, right? Now he's about to be. Now you don't need to have a coach if you take him on a free, right, and have him be there not only to coach but to show how he's done, right? And I think that's a very intriguing prospect, to get players at the end with retirement on the horizon, for them to not only get the defensive, the final points of defending, but also to impart a sense of look, I'm here, I'm a champion, and I want to get there and make this mine, this sort of thing. So psychologically it helps as well. I think that was supposed to have been what the heart was supposed to impart on the team, but I think his playing days are well over and in the past. So there you go. I feel that in the end, it's all about performance management, injury management, the team, individual and collective conditioning aspects, and monitoring of all the fatigue, factors. And I think that is something that has been very difficult to do because of the pandemic and because of the lockdowns and all that. So I think we are doing as well as we can.
Thank you for that. Anyway, Zach, I understand you need to go to work now. So on behalf of Spurs Nation, on behalf of everyone here, I thank you so much for taking your time here to actually do this. We'll do this very soon. The Welsh Mafia thing again. Thank you so much.
Okay, I gotta switch hands. Welsh Mafia, baby.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach. I see you soon.
Okay, thanks, guys. I had great time. Pleasure meeting you guys, all you guys.
Take care.
Enjoy the beers and stuff. See you.
Right. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a very fiery encounter right now. First to bring up from the blue corner, weighing maybe 200 pounds, Troy.
Whoa. Okay. It's not a counter, lah, but I just want to add that all this talk about Jose need the funds is just a myth. He just needs the right players that he wants. It doesn't have to be an expensive player. He has proven in the past that he can do with a low budget. He can achieve success with it. The fact that we always say that, oh, Jose needs money is because in the past he was our opponent, and we being sore about it, we always say that, oh yeah, he has all the money, that's why. But yeah, but now he's our manager, and if you look at what he's done in the past, he does not need money to achieve success. He just needs the player to fit his system.
Okay, very good point, Troy. So your opponent from the red corner, wearing maybe 2,000 pounds or something, he's the former CFO of some German bank. So he probably know a bit about money also. Yeah, he's dressed very sexily, Mr. Manu.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to go in 1 minute anyway as well, but I don't know about Jose not needing funds. I don't know any manager who doesn't need funds to rebuild the squad, and that's what we need, especially our defence. It's I think actually what's really the chicken that come home to roost is those 2 or 3 transfer windows which we didn't buy any players when Poch was our manager. So I think that's what's cost us and where we are today. You see other clubs, other big sides, they always reinvest every 3 to 4 years and get new players. And we have bought, I'm not saying he hasn't bought players, but we haven't bought ones that have worked out. And sadly, Sanchez is one of them, and Doherty's another example of that as well. So we need to move on. If you want to, if you've got the condition that I have to have top 4 to pay for the stadium, then you need to invest. If you don't have the funds to invest in players, then top 4 is not realistic. It's simple as that. It's not rocket science. So anyway, but listen, guys, thanks for inviting me today. I wish I could have been here for the whole session. It's so nice to see everybody from Asia and Canada as well. And I wish you all to be safe and secure, and better times will come. Take care, guys.
Yeah. You stay safe in London, my friend. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Next, Savio, you have been nodding your head the whole time they were talking about the levy thing. So what's your take on this whole levy? He don't spend money. Mourinho need money. Thing.
First off, I think Mourinho should stay, and I think we need to get behind him. He has enough experience to drive us through the rough patches, I think, and I think we need to give more supports to him in all respects. And as for Levy, you gotta for those who have been to the new stadium, you gotta give the hats off to him for driving the whole thing through after all these years, and we arrive at a new magnificent stadium, and after this whole COVID thing, I think we'll be fine. Financially, we are sound, as Derek has said, and we definitely need to invest. Manu has said it's not rocket science. We need to invest in players maybe of in their 30s, so that we could pick their experience from that. And well, I mean, if you think back into the Redknapp days as our manager, we played really well. We nearly got top 4, right? We did, and with the players that we got was probably very experienced, and you can see there are different ways to achieve that. We don't need to rely on all on the youth players, but we definitely need to
invest in experienced players that have the big mentality in it, so that could drag us through the line. I mean, if you look at the recent games, Arsenal and Dinamo Zagreb, I think what we need was actually some steel in it and some fight, and that would be it. I mean, one goal away, and then we're through. But then it's more on the I think it's the psyche or the mentality or the experience that one would say. So I think we need to invest, and Levy, of course, stays.
All right. Next, Anand. Anand,
Yes.
I know it's very late now in Brisbane, right? You're in Brisbane, right?
Yes,
Very
Brisbane.
late now.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this. Before you go, I want to let you go, but before you go, I need to ask you one question. Are you
Yes.
Jose in or out?
As I said earlier, Jose in. Yes, I still would like Jose to be in. As I said earlier, he still got a lot of experience in him that he can bring into the team. Too short of a length of as a coach and manager in Spurs. If he's got the backing and if he can bring the right players that adapts his style of play, I'm sure we will do well. We just gotta give him more support. And of course, that's me saying, but the chairman, Levy, and those guys, what they're gonna do, I don't know. But I'm hoping they will give him more support. I mean, he has done it. Like Jose has won Champions League and everything with teams like Porto, Man United. Like, I mean, some people say this is many years ago, and Jose is like a dinosaur now. Like, come on, he still won it. He still got that title on his belt, on his waist. He still won it. So someone with that experience, I'm sure he still has it there. He just someone need to back him up, bring in the right players, and then we move on. Where they have to start, they will start from the defense. They have to reshift their defense first.
Yeah.
Midfield attack, no problem. We can work with that. At defense, seriously, they have to reshift.
And then since you're talking about defense, one player that you want to move out and one player you want to bring in, if you are given a choice.
I haven't really looked much into the transfer market. I've seen a lot of news here and there. The player that definitely I would like to get out of Spurs is Eric Dyer. I can't stand him. Sorry.
All right.
He's
Okay.
crap.
Next, Robin, you have to unmute yourself, Robin. Okay, Rob. Okay, anyway, Anand, you were saying? Sorry, before I interrupted you.
Someone I can bring in. This player I wasn't a big fan of, just because of his personality and character. But I think, to be honest, someone like him we probably would need in Spurs. And yes, that's Sergio Ramos.
I think Sergio Ramos. This is the funny thing about Sergio Ramos. He's 34 years old. He's playing like he's 26. And here we are having defenders that are 32, 33, like Toby and Vertonghen, but they are playing like they are 45.
Sanchez.
I think there's something wrong with our sports medicine, which we will cover in another episode with the right person. We'll talk about that with Dr. Ramlan about sports medicine. What is wrong with our team? How come our players get injured and they can't seem to recover?
It's the two centre backs, Sanchez and Eric Dyer. The combination there doesn't seem to work all the time. I'm very happy with Sergio Reguilon. I'm hoping he can stay with Tottenham. At the moment we've got Aurier. We can probably work with him, but it would be good if we can find a good right back. Ben Davies again very shaky. But Ramos. We imagine. I mean, Ramos have worked with Reguilon as well in Real Madrid, so there's a partnership there ready for you. You see, so we just got to get more players.
All right. Okay.
All right.
One last comment before we leave. We have overrun already. For Savio from Nick Tay, we have Savio from Hong Kong. Do you think that we need to take a look at our feng shui of our new stadium? The whole dynamism and advantage seem to have diminished in comparison when we were at White Hart Lane. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we definitely have to look into it.
Okay.
Gotta give a Levy a call, Savio.
But the feng shui masters has had their fees counted on the sizes of the office. All right, if you look at the stadium now, right, it'll probably be enough to pay it off Jose Mourinho.
Okay. Anyway, guys, to all my viewers, to all the viewers that's watching right now and watching just now, all the new subscribers, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the page, and of course to the YouTube channel. And then on behalf of Spurs Nation, I'd like to thank all my friends and Ray, Manu, Troy, Anand, all of you, Derek, Dr. Ramlan, Robin, Savio, so many names, Shafi, for doing this, and everyone that is commenting. I'd like to thank all of you all. And this is it. We'll do this again very soon, and we will have other topics, other heavier topics. But guys, remember, today is to do, but don't anyhow do. I see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.
Come on,
See you guys. Bye.
Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Take care. Thank you.